M0FXB. So yeah, welcome to ALLSTAR Link. The ALLSTAR is linking repeaters around the world using some very good software. And the best thing about it is you can link to it using a normal FM analog HT, like your Bofung. So let's have a quick look. So there are people in the UK, G7RPG, that will make a node for you. And these work very well. This is what they look like. So you've got a Raspberry Pi here, you've got a C1OS sound fob here, a little buck, they call them buck converters, but it's basically 12 volt goes in and comes out and powers, at the voltage you can change to power the Raspberry Pi that's got the image on it that basically, it's like a computer that boots up to run the ALLSTAR system, that you can change settings using Putty. Anyway, the sound fob is obviously getting your audio, which you can adjust within the settings of Putty. And then you actually, the thing that's doing the work for the node as well is he's got a little Bofung here. I think it's 888S, which has been converted. So it's almost acting like a hotspot. That you're talking with your FM radio to this modified Bofung, and that's linking you to the Raspberry Pi 3, which is linking you to ALLSTAR. So I'm in the process of building mine, and so I've been finding out lots of information, and I thought this site here was quite a good site to look at. So what they've done is called allstarsetup.com. They've put everything in one place that you would need. So it's what it says here. He's basically put it all into one place. So let's just go through it one at a time. So ALLSTAR node designs. So this is what the box looks like. 70 centimeter antenna, and everything you just seen in this image is basically inside that box. It won't be identical because made by a different person. Then the CM108 based mini node. The CM108 is this. This is the sound fob, which has been modified, and they've taken it apart and they've soldered on. There's transistors and resistors and all sorts soldered to it in a different picture. So let's have a look. Just look down here. That's a few other designs, but the one I'm looking at is this one. So let's have a look at modifying the sound fob. So as I said here, this is pretty much what you do. I'm not, that technical, but there's a transistor here where they've removed these two sections here. They've added on these connections, which in turn connect to either the Raspberry Pi or I think mainly the wires are leading to the radio, the Bofung, which is the reason they use that Bofung is because it's very cheap and easy to modify. The trickiest part of the soldering is going to be these very fine 30 gauge wires here, where you're actually, tagging on. The main thing is to make sure you use good flux, tin the ends of the wires, and luckily the ones you need to connect to are on the corners, so that's going to help. So this picture actually makes it look easier, but it's quite fiddly because certain connections, I think this one here, or one of these two has got like 3 things connecting to it, and you've got a transistor. But it's okay, you've got to be very patient. So a good picture there on, with what you've got to do. I haven't clicked these two here, but I will click them. See what picture we get. And that's how it looks originally. See sound fob for you. Yeah, that's the actual fob. They've got some little diagram here of what you've got to get up to. And look, there's the sort of step by step. I'll put all these links in the description. Step by step what you've got to do. So you've stripped it off, cut these 2 links here and here and here, 3 actually. Then you've got the transistor. I'll probably use this when I do mine. I haven't got the bits yet. So there you go, there's your transistor. And he's added another resistor there as well. There's that wire. So that's what I meant by one of them has got like 3 connectors. PTT wire that goes on the corner here. This is probably the hardest soldering bit, I would say. So that's a nice close-up picture. That makes it nice and clear. And then these tails here. So I really like that. That was a well worth. That's one I'm definitely going to be looking at when I make mine. Let's just go back one. Surface mount resistors. That's interesting. How that looks. Probably a bit neater, I would say. Yeah, you can see the little surface mounts here. So that is neater, fiddlier, but neater, I think. So yeah, there you are. Surface mount resistors. So let's go back. Right, so once your fob's made, then you've got to modify the bowfung. So I've never done this yet, so I will be doing programming the actual radio. Once you get the bowfung, before you butcher it, do this first. So you're going to need your PC and a cable that connects the radio to, your PC. A bit like programming a MD380 type thing, but they're using chirp, I think. Pretty sure this is chirp, yeah. So there you are. And then it's once you've programmed it, and I'll be following this step by step. There's the actual radio. Taking it apart, and then look, this is what they're doing here. Removing that, removing the LED. Now the blue circle, does that just mean that they're tinning it? I'll use it properly. I'll read it properly when I do it. I've got a desolder pump to get a few bits off. So it's step by step, letting you know where to add your wires. If you're careful and slow and step by step, these bits here all very inexpensive. It's about £11 for the radio. The fob's about £2. This cable was like £3-4 so I don't know if I paid too much for that cable. I've got that. I've got this. You can use the antenna here from the actual bowfung radio. So that's, read that through step by step, and that'll definitely show you how to build to modify the bowfung. Get yourself a Raspberry Pi 3B as well. Let's just see what else is on here. B3, ALLSTAR NODE designs. We'll just click that and see what shows up. No, so just go back here. So the Raspberry Pi, just finished by talking about the Raspberry. Get yourself a Raspberry Pi 3B. Now, when you want to find the download, the image for this, then you go to ham VoIP. Let me just see if I can find that on here. Just got to remember where it was. I should have had that link on here already, really. Ham VoIP. Let's put ham VoIP. Ham VoIP. Here it is. Yeah. So go to here, ham VoIP. And again, I'll have all these links in the description. Go to download. And then scroll down. And this is the one here. Let's have a look. Let's get it right. So I actually used Berliner Etcher because I prefer using that because I'm used to it. But so this is to transfer the image. Berliner Etcher's free, so there it is. Download it, and it's for transferring the image that you download onto your micro SD card. And it's very straightforward. You select the image in a file that you've stored it, select the SD card, and send it across. So you can initially better to start connecting it via the network connection, and then once you've got it connected, then you can go into it using Putty. Putty looks like this, which you have an IP address eventually to change configurations. So I'm waffling on a bit. So Berliner Etcher. Let's go back to this page, hamvoip.org. So the image that I used pretty sure was this. So you download this. Once you've got the zip, it's quite a big file. Save it somewhere, and then use Boolean Etcher, or you could use Win32 Disk Imager. Get that image onto the SD card, put that into your Raspberry Pi 3B, yeah, plug that into your network, and what you'll do is it will show up. See if I can show you what it looks like when it shows up. I'll just plug my one in. And so if I go to my network here, 192.168.1.1, I'm pretty sure is my network. And now if it's given it enough time to boot up, just log in there. There it is there. So what will show up is, where's it gone? ALLSTAR, and it's, if you look here, it's showing up on 192.168.1.100. So if I put that in here on mine, now it's all been set 192.168.1.100. Now, because my server's running, you get this. It just says this is a test. Now, if I put a / and put supermon, you'll go to my node page, and I can log in. Doesn't really matter if I log in now, because I've got no hardware connected apart from the actual Raspberry Pi. There you are. So I'm logged in. Right. So I'm logged in now. Anyway, but to get to that point, yeah, you need to go into Putty to configure this. Now, I've done a separate video on this, which I'll add a link to that in this description as well. It's always port 222. You just basically put in, to talk to it, you put in your IP address, which is 192. You've just seen that, 68.1.100, and it will log me in now to Putty. It always comes up with that message, and then I've got to put in my username and password, and you log in, and then you go through the whole setup process. Can't really remember the username and password right now, so I'll try it. I've got my, let's see if that works. Yeah, and you go into this configuration menu, and then, like I said, I'll add a link to how you configure it. So this is what you see when you use Putty. It's a bit confusing, you know, 'cause it's a bit scary if you've never used Putty, but it does work. So anyway, the end result is you end up with your nice node. Now you can get one from G7RPG. I highly recommend that. And I think Ben's been selling them as well. If you go on eBay, and just put in ALLSTAR node. There's Ben's ones. Very nice guy. And if you look on YouTube, Ben's done some step-by-step videos as well. So ALLSTAR node. Let's just click that. And it's Ben's Idiot's Guide to 2E0 BMT. And he tells you what bits to get, and there's I think 6 parts, as you can see. And these cost about £1. There you go, and that helps you. And so if you use all the different things that I've shown you, you'll be able to build yourself your own ALLSTAR node, and why not, for fun. And the parts, I think you can actually get all the parts you need for under £70. And then if you've got some, like many hams have, skills of basic soldering and some fine soldering, so make sure you've got a nice fine soldering iron, fine solder with plenty of flux. It's very doable. and then get onto the ALLSTAR network, which connects you, all over the place, and an echo link. So lots of information there. So I hope this helps. So build yourself an ALLSTAR node 7.3 from M0FXB. M0FXB. Just playing around here with ALLSTAR. I've already got a node. So if you haven't got a node number, go to the ALLSTAR website. I'll put the links in the description, and create yourself an account, and then go to your call sign once you've got the account. Go to Portal, go to Node Settings, and here you can ask for a node number. They only allow you to have 2, so I've got 1. And to see your password, you scroll over, and it lights up. And so, okay, well, the idea of this is I'm just getting ready to build my own G7 RPG node. So thanks very much to G7 RPG for his design. And so I've ordered all the parts. The parts that I've ordered, if I just go to my purchase history, just look at the recent stuff. So I've got some resistors. I think it's 10k. One is a 4k7, and then there's a 1k resistors. I've got DC power socket 12 volt. I've got some LED bulbs. I've got myself a box to put it in. Transistor 2N39404 904. I've got myself SMA right angle here. SMA to male to female. I've got a switch. I've got some diodes that are required. Now I've been watching 2E0. Oh, I need to get the call sign right. Well, it is current. I think it's also G5REV, the 2E0 tutorial here. So thanks very much as well for that, because it's pretty much guiding me how I'm doing this. So thanks very much. So the bits, I've got myself a step down module, or a buck converter they call it. I've got a load of GPIO ribbons. Bought myself a 888S Bofeng CM108. So that's the bits that I've bought, and Raspberry Pi 3B I've already got. I've got a few of the other bits here. So I listen to HubNet a lot anyway. So yeah, there's a Raspberry Pi 3B, but it will go on, I think, 2, 3. I'm not sure about the 4, but it will go on the more. And so I've gone to this website here to download the actual image, and I've clicked here, this section here, to download the image, which is here. It takes quite a while to download, and I've transferred it to I'm using Belina to transfer it to my SD card, which I've done. So the next step is to connect the SD card. There's SD7 RPG. Thanks very much for your design. I've watched the video, very interesting. There's some nodes, and this is my router. So, and yeah, we're live streaming. So because I haven't got any room left on this PC to actually record this, so I'm live streaming it, so it's easier. So anyway, so what I'm going to do next is just plug the thing in and see if it shows up on my network. So give us a couple of minutes to plug it in. Yeah, so I should have said get the SD card and put that in the Raspberry Pi 3B first. Let's just check to see if you can see that. Flashing away there, not very focused, but we'll see if it shows up on our network. So it's flashing away. Now the rest of the parts, they're not coming for probably a few weeks. So this is just the part showing you how to load the SD card with the image and then put it onto your Raspberry Pi 3. And then I think in a separate video we'll have a go at actually, you know, setting up the putting all the settings in for ALLSTAR to get the thing actually. We'll have to go into Putty. Putty is how you talk to your Raspberry Pi, so we've got that here. And to do that, eventually we'll have to put in the IP address that shows up with a bit of luck in my network. So let's have a quick look. Right. So we'll just have a quick look, and then we'll end the video for now, and then we can make a second video for the next lot. Just going to see if it has shown up on my network though. So we're looking for something new that resembles. See this one here says wired alarm Pi. So that could be it. So let's have a look. So anyway, we'll come back. Going to learn a bit more and we'll come back. But I got a feeling that is it. Alarm Pi. So 7.3 for now. M0FXB. Now we're going to put in the WinSCP settings. Providing you've done the image correctly, you will find that appear in your network search. The IP address on my one is here. I've put that in here. The port number is 22, or the 3 twos. The username is still going to be root, but the password will be the new password you earlier created. So we'll just put that in, and then we'll log in. Here we are at these files here. Double click here. Go to, we're looking for etc. So we'll double click here. Then we'll go to etc. Then go to asterisk, and then you're looking for rpt-conf. Click that. Then go to the bottom, right to the bottom. Got a slider here, and you're looking for this section. Now I've already done mine, so what you need to do is basically copy this, but using your own node number that you've got in your ALLSTAR, or created in ALLSTAR. So, and see, so the top line is the node number, and type that exactly the same, but your node number. The middle line, but instead of this section here that says radio at, see this 2.222.170, you've got to put in your public IP address, you know, for your own home, for your router, and then you can see the line underneath. Now at the top here, you would put in your local IP address of the, you know, your Raspberry Pi is showing up in your network, so you will have a different address here. So mine is it's actually at the moment it's actually 6, because I haven't set the static yet, so it changes. So it's actually 6. Okay. So and then when you've done that, hit save here at the top. Yeah, I will also add that at the bottom here, your port number is important. See, it says 82 here. So make sure you get that in there. And just notice that you have got a colon in there as well, a colon. You have to get it exactly the same. So you can just hit the X here to close that for now, because that's done. Make sure you have saved. So then look for manager.conf, which is this one here. So once you're in manager.conf, go down, see down here it says admin, and then you've got secret, and you can create, I've just put Raspberry for now, but just create your own password here that you're going to remember in Raspberry, and then click save here as well, and then you can close that. Then hit double click local. No, that's not correct, so we'll go back, hit the top one again, hit the yellow box above local, and you're looking for HTT, let's find it, HTTPD. So see it here, you can get quite lost in these menus. You've just got to click up and down a little bit. HTTPD, double click that. Then select conf, and then select httpd.conf, double click that, and then you get this window. Then scroll down and you find this bit that says listen 80. So just here, and then what you do, you add a line here. So you put listen space, I've put 82. I think you can change, you can choose the port that you want to use if you've got multiple nodes. So get that one in there and click save here. Remember, you always save it here, save. Close that window. Now we're looking for SRV again. I think we click here for that at the top. So you've got extra, then above you've got this yellow file. Double click that. Trying to find it. Give me a second to find it for you. So what I did was I just clicked the arrow up here. And then I went, if I got lost, I just go to root. Double click root again. Then I click this file where you started at the beginning, because you can get a bit lost in this. And then I'm looking for SRV, which is here, look, SRV. So be persistent, don't close the window, just keep trying with these files here and this arrow, and eventually you'll find the thing. So it's SRV you want. Then go to HTTP and then double click Supermon. Then all mon ini, that one there. Then here at the top, just add your node number here, and then your password. See, it says password here. Add the same password here. Okay, then remember to save it, and then you can close that. And now you can reboot Putty. So now just go back to Putty, log back into Putty, and then you're going to go with your same username and password as before. Then go to number 9, select run. So once you've logged back into Putty, you need to add a password again. So what you do is go here and put in so it comes up automatically with the hash here, then space cd space srv http /supermon, then it'll go with a new line, then it's rm space dot http sswd. Now the mistake I keep doing is putting in an r and then I get an error. So once you've typed that section there on line number 2, let's call it, then hit put in the word Y and hit. So you hit enter here, then put Y, then enter. Now ignore these lines, they were mistakes. This line here and this line here. The correct line is HTPASSWD space small c capital B space HTPASSWD space admin. Once you do that, then it will allow you to type your password. Now when you type the new password, you can't see it, so just type it, hit enter, and then it will say, you know, retype it, hit enter, and then if it all works well, it will say adding password for user admin, and then you can now type exit, XIT, hit enter, and that will take you back to the you know, the start menu. So now you can just go down to reboot and then click run, reboot. So now we can put in the IP address that we've got for our server. So I can see my Raspberry Pi flashing away at the moment. And if you've got it right, you will have this. This is a test come up. It's not, you don't see much. It's quite disappointing. Big white page. But basically it says here, if you see this web server is working. So we got the web server. So now if we put a slash in front of it and put Supermon, PERMON, and hit enter, we go to the page here, which is quite refreshing. There's my node number. So there's all the information here, lots you can look at. Anyway, so we want to log in now. So let's see if I can remember my login passwords. So we'll hit, it's quite small, but at the top here on the left, it goes yellow when you go over it, when you hover over it. Click login. Now I've just got to remember my password. Now I used a temporary one, didn't I? So it's either root at the, no, actually it's admin at the top. ADMIN. And then I think I used Raspberry, didn't I? RASPBERRY. Let's get rid of that. Log in. Did we log in? It's saying we'll log in. So, well, that's it. We're logged in. Can we see anything here? There you go. Hit my number, and look, we can actually connect to things now. But the thing is, I've only got the Raspberry Pi connected at the moment, so it's not going to do much. Because the idea, I'm getting this ready for when I make a G7 RPG node. But this is a big step in the right direction, and lots of stuff here to look at. And let's click here, bubble map. There you go. That's me with my location. I could connect to something, but I can't see the point. So anyway, hope this helps. It's you know, it's a bit fiddly. You've got to take your time and watch it step by step. But this is an important step for using your own ALLSTAR node. 73M0FXB. Bye for now.